Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today, and in this video we're going to be doing a review for Captain America: The First Avenger, which came out in 2011. This is one of the earlier movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where they were obviously setting up the characters, and this was the first one with Captain America. And to start off with the review, I think the characters in it are really good. They all have different personalities, and the casting was also pretty much spot on, especially Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, and he actually played the Human Torch in Fantastic Four movies before, so this wasn't even his first comic book movie appearance. And then obviously he was in a romantic relationship in that movie that worked pretty well. I think it fit in with the story really well. Of course, you have the Tommy Lee Jones character, which was also done really well, and Bucky also really works as a character, and I'll kind of get into more details later in the video. And they even have the Howling Commandos from the comics that made an appearance in this as the different people that got liberated. We even have Tony Stark's dad, Howard, who would have only been in his early or mid 20s in the MCU timeline at this point, so that's just really neat to see. As far as the visuals go, it's really good. The CGI is good, the cinematography is good, the costume design is also incredible. Because what they did was they took the Captain America costume design, which is really goofy. It has the stars and stripes. It's obviously from the 1940s comics, and it's kind of hard to transfer these crazy designs from the old comics that are very colorful, very childish almost, and put them into a movie where you want the people to take them seriously. But because of the vintage setting, they were able to use that to their advantage, where they started off using Captain America as propaganda, where they made comics and stuff of him, which was literally exactly what happened in World War II in real life. They used him as propaganda, so that is actually really amazing. And then later they kind of upgrade his costume, and they still in the Avengers movie kind of make fun of him for having the goofy stars and stripes costume, but all in all it works out. It was such a genius move, and that's really the thing when it comes to doing costumes. The filmmakers have to decide if they want to keep the goofy-ish design or kind of slightly modify it, or just get rid of it completely for something serious. And there are just so many examples where filmmakers do each sort of thing. And depending on what it is, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And as I said, the vintage 1940s setting just works really well into the plot. I think they just nailed it on that. And I think this might have the best tone out of the original MCU movies from Phase 1. It just really captures the seriousness and knows when to be a little bit lighthearted. Still a movie that kids can watch, but it is something that they can take pretty seriously. It doesn't lean too much into comedy. The action sequences are also just done really well. This has some of the best action from Phase 1 of the MCU, and again, part of that is because of that 1940s setting, and World War II is just kind of a very interesting historical era to have some good action. The story is really good, especially the origin of Steve Rogers going from a little skinny guy to a really big muscular guy, and Chris Evans just does a really good job of playing that part. The villains are also really compelling. Hydra is just a really good group of villains to put in the movie, and of course the Red Skull is just a really interesting villain, and they even did some excellent foreshadowing leading up to his reveal. And it's just a movie that's constantly entertaining. You want to know what happens next, and when you get to the final battle, it's just insane. Everything's going crazy. And of course the Tesseract also plays a huge role in this movie, which that's also something from the Thor movie. So all in all, everything is just connects. It sets stuff up for future MCU movies. And just as a comic book movie in general, this is super underrated. Now, is it flawless? I wouldn't say so. I do kind of have a problem with sort of the structure, the pacing, because when you get to the middle act, it feels like it kind of should be longer. It's kind of hard to tell when the middle act even really ends and when the third act starts. I think there should have been a couple more scenes with Captain America and Bucky after he rescued him, just to kind of show their relationship there, because they had it at the beginning of the movie, but not so much after Captain America actually became Captain America and rescued him. And there's just this huge action montage of them taking out the enemies, which is a cool montage, but it feels like it just cuts through a bunch of story. There might be some deleted scenes, and it just feels like they kept parts of it in just to kind of have cool shots to put in the trailer and the DVD covers. But other than that, I think it works very well as a movie. So overall, on the quality scale of 0 to 100, we'll give it an 87%, and I definitely recommend you check this out if you haven't already. But should you watch this first? Because Disney Plus actually says this is the first movie in the MCU timeline, which makes sense because it takes place during World War II, but the beginning and end take place during present time. So I would actually probably recommend just watching this right before Avengers, but that's just my opinion. Feel free to let me know what you think about this movie in the comments section down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You can also let me know if there's a movie you want me to review, and I will see you guys in the next one.